Hey class, happy Friday. Congratulations on a job well done. This week we're having a great discussion on the social contract, the theory of social contract and crime. So I'm looking at the discussions. We're doing an excellent job this week detailing the social contract and crime. Really impressed with all the hard work you're doing. So just keep in mind this week uh, that that we are in week 6. We only have a couple weeks left. Next week you'll be turning in your some important work or finals are coming up. Make sure you take a look at that final. Don't wait to the last minute. Take a look at those templates, those examples of ethical theory, in the way I want you to have your papers, a cover page, etc. I've included some great examples. I hope they're great examples in the announcements. Make sure to take a look at those so that those really help you. So usually what I do on the final, I mean, we've had 6 weeks. I've given feedback on grammar, APA, the material. So I want you to know when we get to that final, I'm going to really take all those things that I've been telling you and address those. So, you need to really pay attention to the feedback I've been giving you throughout the week on your discussions, your papers, your blogs, all those things. Take a look at that feedback because I'm going to grade those finals, pretty heavily. So make sure you look at that and use that to your advantage. So again, this week, social contract and crime. We've discussed a little bit about what the social contract is. Basically, it's agreement between everyone, the government, the people, everyone that this is how we're going to live. This is really kind of our norms. And if we break those norms, if you will, then you've got to be held accountable. Now, where those norms are in our culture, our society, where those norms are, speeding or sexual assault or whatever, we just have those standards, those moral standards, if you will, that we really have to follow. So where does a social contract come from? Where does those moral standards come from? Well, it depends. It comes from really different areas. It comes from society, our culture, common law, all those things that we've brought with us over the years, and we've made some changes. We've talked a little bit about that. How our society's changing. We've seen that, in the discussions, but it's based upon our thoughts, our moral compass, those things that we've developed over the years as humanity. And again, culture and society is a little bit different. What may be the social contract here may not be the same everywhere else. And that's one of the reasons you'll see me occasionally. I'll see a student, someone say, well, it's common sense. Well, I really want you to think about common sense because I say common sense doesn't really exist in the context that we tend to believe. Not everyone has the same common sense, and it's just like social contract. Those moral standards, I should say, that affect and relate to that social contract theory, they're not the same everywhere. They're different here. They're different in Asia. It's just different. Our culture and society is a little bit different. Now, sure, there's some things that are continuous. For example, most places it's not cool to just go kill someone. You can't just go murder your neighbor for the sake of doing that. But that may be okay in some areas, depending upon war zones or whatever's going on. So it's a little different. Some things do carry over. We know that we shouldn't do certain things, and that's where we go back to those moral standards. So really some good resources this week that really discuss the social contract, those 5 moral standards. They really take a look at where we are, the ethics training that we have, and I sure encourage you to look at that reading and resources, especially the PDF Improving American Police Ethics, the website, the Minnesota statewide racial profiling study. Pretty good study there. Some other states have done that. Take a look at those if you've not already done them. Make sure you read that material and really focus on where we are. So lots of things to talk about this week. Domestic assault. There's lots of other crimes. So where are we at with that? Why is it okay? It used to be when we take a look at the social contract theory, when we take a look at those norms, it was okay to abuse your partner, for example. Women were considered property, just like the horse or the carriage or the farm or whatever, and so it was okay to discipline your wife or your woman because she was property. Well, society's changed. That's not okay anymore. Humanity's changed, and we realize, it's just not cool to go around abusing your wife. Likewise, it's not okay to abuse anyone for that matter, your partner, your significant other, whatever. So those are just some examples of how humanity's changed, and I think that social contract has changed a little bit. Those agreements, those standards, those morals. So we're doing a good job. Very impressed with the work you're doing this week. Again, outside of that discussion that we have, and we have some good discussions going this week already. I've been out just a little bit, and I owe each of you an apology. I'd usually try to be really, really involved with those things, but this week I've just been down. I'm usually the first guy to be on top of everything, but I just hadn't felt well this week, so I apologize for that. I've just tried to, and I normally don't even share that with my students. I just get sick, try to keep going, and never say anything at all about it. But this week it's taken its toll, allergies or the heat or something. I don't know. So make sure you jump in that blog, 642. We do have a blog on racial profiling and ethics. Keep working on your final project this week. Take a look at those guidelines and rubrics. Let me tell you what I'm seeing, if you don't mind. Let me tell you what I'm seeing in the discussions, in those written assignments, in the blogs where you're losing points. I want you to go ahead and follow those guidelines and the rubrics. The meat and potatoes, the main points, all those things that you address in those blogs, the discussions, and a final project, that's the key. That's the main thing. You can't develop and write a paper or write your discussion or do a blog entry if you don't have guidelines. So that's why we have those guidelines and the rubrics in the folder. I want you to take a look at those and follow those and make sure that you hit those key points, please, if you don't mind. That includes hitting the main points, addressing those ethical theories, making sure you have the correct layout, following APA, cover pages, you check the grammar, 2 spaces between each sentence, you cite your work, you use references, not resources or works cited or something like that. All those comments and the feedback, I want you to look at that. I think there's some opportunity there. I don't know that we're always looking at that feedback, so please make sure you do that. And I try to give you some good feedback. If you don't understand, I want you to let me know. If you don't feel like I'm giving you the feedback that you need to understand what I'm trying to say to help you with the assignment, I want you to tell me, hey, I don't understand what you're saying. I'm not getting the feedback that you want to give me, that I feel like I need, and I will do better. And I'll try to give you that, but we may not connect. I'll help you. Pick the phone up, send me an email. We can visit via Skype, and I'll help you with that. So today what I'm doing is I'm trying to finish up your grading. First, what I'm doing is your papers. I'm doing your milestone papers first to get those back to you to help you with that final project because we're getting too close. So take a look at those. Right now it is noon Central Time and 1 o'clock Eastern. So I'll try to have those done this afternoon. That's my goal. I think I'm down to about 10 right now as we speak at this moment. So I'll try to get those done. And then I will start with the blog assignment second, and then your discussions. But I really want you to get those final projects back. So again, class is almost over. Now is not the time to, we always get tired in week 6. Everybody's tired. You're taking other classes. You're working, trying to pay the bills. Everybody gets sick, whatever. So just try to go that extra mile and just pump it out real quick. Let's get these next 2 weeks out the way. Work on that final. You're going to do fine. You're doing a fantastic job. I'm proud of each one of you. So keep up the great work. Let me know if you need me. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. And if you need me, just call me. I'll answer the phone. Doesn't matter when we're doing what I'm doing. If I'm hiking up a mountain, I'll stop on top of the peak and I'll answer your phone call and try to help you. Thanks again for all the hard work, and I will see you in the discussions. If you're behind on anything, before I go, try to get that back to me. Keep in mind that, obviously the Blake policy is applicable. as well as other information in the rubrics and the guidelines, instructions. Take a look at those. But get the late work to me. If you need help with it, let me know. Keep up the great work, and thank you for putting your trust into me. Allow me to work with you. You're an excellent group, and I'm enjoying your work. Thank you.